142,500. That is the number of employees being laid off by more than 880 tech companies, from small startups to tech giants across the globe in 2022 so far.
Well, layoffs in the tech industry have been piling up this year.
Meta recently confirmed that it'll lay off more than 11,000 employees. Amazon with 10,000 employees. Google is reportedly gearing up to lay off about 10,000. Cisco with 4,100. And Apple indicated that it has implemented a hiring freeze. The list goes on with Microsoft, TikTok, Netflix, Stripe, Snapchat, Tesla, Twitter, Shopify, Salesforce, Coinbase, Robinhood, and so on. What is causing these massive layoffs by major tech companies? Is this the new normal?
This was ultimately my call, and it was one of the hardest calls that I've had to make in the 18 years of running the company.
The primary reason for the ongoing tech layoffs seems to be massive growth expectations due to the unusually high demand in the tech sector created by the pandemic. During the pandemic and the lockdowns, people across the globe found themselves relying more and more on tech companies, online shopping, streaming movies and TV shows, food and grocery delivery, and social media. Many of the companies were growing faster and are more profitable than they have been in years. The 5 tech superpowers, Amazon, Apple, Google, Microsoft, and Facebook, had combined revenue of about $1.1 trillion in 2020 and $1.4 trillion in 2021. Venture capital funding also saw a record high number of deals and investments during this time. The pandemic created a strange and amazing couple of years for most tech companies, but the future growth expectations did not last. A looming recession, rising inflation, the current geopolitical situation, and China's strict zero-COVID strategy hampering production, all of these have pushed down the tech sector growth in 2022. Global economies are witnessing a slowdown with the interest rate hikes by the central banks, volatile markets, and a decline in housing market growth and consumer spending. The uncertain macroeconomic environment is forcing many startups to fail and others to take harsh decisions to survive. Even the big tech has started implementing cost-cutting measures like reducing its workforce. The tech sector was growing fast and steadily before the pandemic, and the companies kept increasing their headcount while adding new products and features. Then the pandemic came, and the revenue growth of these tech companies skyrocketed, and along with it, they started hiring more employees. But the pandemic also saw the Great Resignation movement.
We're seeing a wave of resignations.
4.4 million American workers quitting in September.
We are in the middle of the Great Resignation.
The Great Resignation, also known as the Big Quit, is the economic trend in which employees are voluntarily resigning from their jobs, mostly due to wage stagnation amid the rising cost of living and long-lasting job dissatisfaction. But for most people who quit, especially in the tech sector, this was the Great Reshuffle, as many companies raced to compete with each other for workers, raising wages, adding cash bonuses, and other ways to attract applicants. Many joined new employment with double and sometimes even triple their previous salary. Due to the talent war, businesses saw a huge rise in their recruitment costs and salaries. As the revenues began to stall and the future economic climate looks grim, companies are now trying to cut costs by layoffs and freezing new hires. As Elon Musk took over Twitter and fired more than 50% of its total employees and about 80% of its contractors, Twitter became the testing ground for the questions: do companies actually need the current level of headcount to run efficiently? Can they achieve the same output with less number of employees? These questions are always there in every corporate planning. This started out with automating repetitive tasks to increase the productivity of employees and became a major focus for every business product. Recent advancements in artificial intelligence took this a step further, creating a trend where companies working on AIs to replace entire human tasks altogether. In contrast, many businesses feel pressured to spend VC money quickly, and rather than spending it wisely end up spending big on increasing the headcount. This makes the current round of investment feel warranted and the next round look even more necessary. But as the economic outlook became grim, getting new investments became difficult. Without sufficient VC money, these businesses have to start thinking about reducing the boosted headcount. Investors are now pushing small and big tech alike for job cuts to lessen expenses. Apart from the repeatedly mentioned possible recession and grim economic outlook, there are other factors affecting the growth of tech companies like increased competition. Companies like Meta and Google, which mostly depends on advertisement revenue, were heavily affected by Apple's privacy change, which required apps to ask users if they wanted to be tracked.
They increased their workforce by 52%, and that doesn't even include contractors and temporary personnel.
Even after these massive layoffs, many companies' total headcount is still above their pre-pandemic levels. More and more companies are entering the list of firms announcing layoffs, and many are expecting this to be the new normal. Please consider giving a like to this video and subscribing to our channel. We appreciate you watching this video. Thank you.